Mr. Brown, so you planned a vacation for your son?
I did.
And you?
I did. I planned a vacation after my wife had passed away.
Okay.
I thought it'd be great to have some time, family time together. I told my son I would pay for the rental at the Airbnb in Captiva in Florida. He agreed to that.
How much was the Airbnb amount?
The Airbnb amount was $3,376.43.
Oh, the exact amount you're suing for.
That's
all
correct.
Right, nothing
that
more.
was for the 1 week.
All right, and you have the receipt for that?
I do.
Let me see it, please. And so you said, hey, I think we should all go on a trip. I'm going to pay for it.
That's correct. A family get-together.
A family get-together.
Yes.
To just kind of bond and reconnect after the unfortunate death of your wife. I'm very sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
And so you just needed some time to decompress.
Correct.
I do understand that.
Yes.
And so who was coming on this trip?
I was going on the trip. My son, his wife Sharon, their 3 kids. I also brought along a friend.
Okay.
Mary Ann.
All right. And so, Mr. Brown, to the son, this is your wife standing with you. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. So when your dad said, I think we need to just take a minute to decompress, go on a vacation, right? What was your response to that?
I thought it was a really wonderful idea at first and a nice gesture. And I agreed to it with my wife and my family. But when we got to the house in Florida, he had brought a guest that we were not told about, and her behavior was not appropriate for the children.
Wait a minute. What was your understanding?
My
Who
understanding
was going on the
was just our family.
Just dad?
Just
you,
dad.
Your wife?
Wife, and 3 kids.
And you guys had 3 kids?
Yes.
Okay, what are their ages?
2 5-year-olds and a 3-year-old.
2, 5, and 3. Wow. You all are busy. So, and what was this? This was an Airbnb. Was it like a house, an apartment? What was it like?
It was a house.
So you get there and you say immediately you see a guest that you didn't think was invited.
He hadn't mentioned it, but when we got to the place, he started talking about, like, I brought a friend, and we were surprised.
And you've never met this friend?
No, we have never met this friend before.
And so who was the friend, Mr. Brown?
Her name's Mary Ann.
All right.
I met her a short time before going on this excursion with the family.
Oh, a short time before.
And I realized my wife had passed away. I was mourning my wife, but I fell in love with Mary Ann.
Wait, I thought you said she was a friend.
Well, she's a friend. I thought that they would welcome her into the family. She's a friend. And to be very honest with you, Judge, I had asked her to marry me.
Oh, Lord, this ain't no friend. This is a fiance.
Okay, fiance. But she's a very nice person. She has a good job. We fell in love.
To the son, Mr. Brown, did he introduce Mary Ann as his fiance, or did he say friend the way he introduced her in court?
It was friend at the time, and I do now know that they are engaged. But that's not what it was while we were out there in Florida. It was a friend at the time.
He was calling her a friend. Mm-hmm. And so how long after your mom's passing was this trip?
It's about 4 months.
So about 4 months after her passing is when you went on this trip, and then the friend came.
Yes.
So, Mr. Brown, is it your testimony that the truth was you really had already fallen in love and asked her to marry you, or did you ask her to marry you after the trip?
Oh, no, I had already asked her to marry me.
Oh.
And I just thought I didn't want to just come right out and say, this is, Mary Ann, my fiance. I wanted to kind of build towards that.
So a couple of things are going through my mind here. I think about, how long it takes to get over someone. They were probably, we haven't found out how long they've been married yet, but they were probably married a really long time. And she passed away, so she could potentially have been sick for a while. And, in some cases, it's like that while it doesn't sound good, it's like a relief to the person, but it's also really, really sad, especially if they're doing any type of caretaking or it's been like this ongoing long battle with some type of sickness. And I'm saying that to preface, he might have already processed that he was losing her. Don't know for sure. Just saying that could happen. That does happen. Now, him saying that he is in love with another woman at this point, it's only been 4 months and he's already engaged and wanting to marry her that quick. And that does still scream like a trauma bond to me. It's him trying to deal with his grief in a way, and she's making him feel better. He's not alone. And there's also statistics there that say for women, when their husband dies, they usually don't get remarried, but men do. They do very poorly if they don't get married again. And they say that because the wife was the caretaker of someone and she doesn't want to caretake for them anymore, so she doesn't get remarried. And the man was being taken care of and he needs somebody to take care of him again. But we don't exactly know what's going on here. Except this is insane, and I'm sure it came as a shock to the family. It would be a shock to me. What about you? Let me know in the comments below your beginning thoughts of this case, and let's keep going.
And how long were you and your wife married before she passed?
We were married for 30 years.
Oh, wow.
And we had an excellent marriage. There were no problems. My son was a little bit distant from me for the last few years of the marriage. I don't know why.
So now, if you brought the friend, and even though you weren't being completely forthright as to the nature of the relationship, and that kind of evolved throughout the trip, why are you suing your son for the cost of the trip?
Well, I can tell you exactly why I'm suing my son. It's because from the get-go, as soon as they met Mary Ann, they didn't like her from the very start. They looked at her. She's younger than I am. She's in her late 20s.
And how old are you?
I'm 62.
Whoa.
Okay, got you a young one.
But,
all right.
But I think love is love, and I don't know why they have a problem with that. Right away, they made her feel very uncomfortable. They gave her dirty looks. They called her names, very inappropriate names that some I can't even say in front of you.
Were you calling her names, Mr. Brown?
Nothing that wasn't appropriate in the moment. I mean, my wife and I were very upset by the things that she was doing. I mean,
what was happening? Ms. Brown, feel free to jump in. What did you observe?
So when we met Mary Ann, she was already drunk.
Oh.
So her behavior made me feel very uncomfortable with keeping the kids around her. I felt that she was a hazard to their health. And so
what did you observe her doing?
She was smoking cigarettes. And when I asked her not to smoke around the children because they were young, she blew the cigarette smoke in my son's face.
In your son's face?
Yes, no. To show me that she, I don't know.
Did you see that, Mr. Brown? Her blowing smoke in your grandson's face?
She was in our bedroom at the Airbnb.
You were not there.
At the nice house. We're in the bedroom. She lights a cigarette up. The grandkids come running in the room just as she was exhaling. And the next thing that happens.
And they run into the smoke.
They ran into the smoke. The next thing, she's giving Mary Ann and myself a lecture about the hazards of secondhand smoke that must have gone on for 15 minutes.
He was not in the room when she blew smoke in my son's face. This was another instance. No. She was also smoking weed in the house. She had a little vape
too?
Yes, she had one of the vape cartridges.
Oh, she had a vape?
And she was also, when we went out to the beach, she wore nipple covers and a thong in front of my children.
No.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy is right. I would have left. I would have left, especially with children. It's obvious the dad was infatuated with this woman, and there was no separating them at this point. So if you can't fix that, yes, you can talk to them as much as you want, but it's like talking to a wall. Then guess what? You're going to have to remove yourself from the situation. So if I were them, I would be like, okay, listen, this isn't going to work. We're not going to be around cigarette smoke. We're not going to be around the other stuff she was smoking. And we are definitely not going to be around someone who doesn't have enough clothes on. It's already an uncomfortable situation. And then that was just adding on top of it. And obviously he can't see that right now because he's wearing his rose-colored glasses, but they may never come off. So they're going to have to act in the best interest of themselves. This almost sounds like a midlife crisis, except he's 62.
I have 2 daughters and I have a little boy. That's just not appropriate.
And so wait, Mr. Brown, now you're dating somebody younger. You know, we don't need to judge that, but does she know how to act respectable around the children? That seems a little vague.
She likes kids. She's great with kids.
It's not about liking him. It's knowing how to behave around him.
She knew how to act. We were going to a beach. Mary Ann was wearing a bikini. She's very attractive. She probably wanted to, just
So you also felt like the bikini wasn't appropriate, but you just didn't want to say anything to her, or you said you thought it was appropriate?
Oh, I had no problem with it.
I bet you did.
My exact thoughts.
Okay. So what happened? I don't understand. So this I can already see this dynamic is kind of throwing off the decompression that's supposed to be happening here. We're supposed to be in this house relaxing, trying to heal from the death of mom and wife. And now we've got Marianne. She's adding a little bit of something to the mix that I don't think your kids expected.
They are exaggerating greatly Marianne's behavior. And so,
okay, let me just be honest and let's just get to the point. Everybody grieves in their own way. You wouldn't be the first nor the last man that finds comfort under the covers with somebody else. But that does not mean that your children are ready to process all of that. And even though your son is a grown man with a wife and with grandkids, this is still a very, very difficult time in all of your lives, losing your wife, their mother, well, her mother-in-law. Ultimately, what I think is interesting is that while you keep saying they owe you because I agreed to pay for the trip and they were going to pay for the activities, bring an entire person along that was not a part of the original conversation literally changes the dynamic of the entire trip.
I didn't see a problem with that.
Well, of course you didn't, because she was your guest and she's your fiance. I don't think that that was the appropriate time for you to bring your new fiance to meet your son, his wife, and your grandkids. I think your judgment was off. And I also believe that you never formed a true contract here. What you did was offer a gift of a trip, right? And even if it were, when you bring Marianne into the picture, deal's off, because you never mentioned that in the first place. I've heard enough. Plaintiff, Mr. Brown, your case is dismissed. Judgment for the defendant. Court is adjourned.
That trip should have been a time to honor the woman who he said he had a wonderful relationship for 30 years and was the mother of the son, and allow them to just be together and enjoy each other's company and honor her memories. And it's a little bit hard to do that when all of that is happening, because you're no longer thinking about honoring the mom. You're just thinking about what and who is this new woman and what is she doing here? Why is she here? And everyone is uncomfortable. Not only did it not bring them closer, I think it separated them even more. And what could have been a beautiful trip got turned into this type of chaos. And instead of enjoying it, they're just constantly setting new boundaries. So I'm with the judge. They shouldn't have to pay anything back. It was a gift. He definitely didn't tell them for a reason. Probably because he thought they wouldn't come if he told them the full story. Let me know what you think. Put it in the comments below.